You're listening to the official Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Trail the Avalanche 1-0 after 2 periods of play in Denver. Chatting with one of the newcomers in Bobby Brink. First of all, welcome back to your home state. Got to be great to play for the Wild. Put that Wild sweater on. What's the experience been like so far?
Yeah, it's super exciting. Dream come true, growing up in Minnesota to play for the Wild, so it's been special.
All right, take us through the first 2 periods, what you've liked, maybe what can improve for your side.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end there we were playing down low and having a little success, but I think we're going to have to do more of that, be simple, and keep playing low.
How about the line chemistry with Joel Eriksson and Matt Boldy so far?
Yeah, they're good players. Just trying to keep it open for them and keep getting pucks back from them.
All right, lastly, John Hines has talked about your offensive instincts, your speed, obviously, your tenacity. How would you sum up your game for Wild fans that are maybe just getting to know you?
Yeah, I'm going to try to play fast and hard and play both ends of the rink and hopefully chip in some offense.
Thanks for doing this. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
That's Bobby Brink, the Minnetonka native, one of the newest members of your Wild. Kind enough to join me here from Ball Arena in Denver with the Wild trailing the Avalanche 1-0. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you very much, Joe, for joining us in the intermission. We had to introduce Michael McCarron to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub the other night. Bobby Brink's one of us. He knows all about Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Talk about a guy that's going to appreciate a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. It's the one and only Bobby Brink here in Game 2 as a member of the Minnesota Wild. We'll squeeze in a break, and then when we continue, we got Tom Reed's hotline. Alex Stalock, of course, filling in for Tom Reed. So for today, again, it's Alex Stalock's hotline. You want to get involved and win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Minnesota Wild home game? It couldn't be any easier. Simply text your thoughts or questions or obscenities to Alex Stalock. Text him to 64686. We'll take him right to his doorstep and bring that to you after a break. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Takes the lead. Kadri in his return to the Avs lineup. McKinnon mixing into this one as well. And we'll see if it is McKinnon that gets his 43rd of the year.
In fact, it is Nathan McKinnon, set up by Nazem Kadri, 12-19 of the second. That's the difference of this hockey game. McKinnon with his league-leading 43rd of the season. Avalanche lead the Wild 1-0 after 1 period of play. Time for Tom Reed's hotline. In for Tom Reed, it's Alex Stalock. Text us, 64686. You could get a pair of tickets to an upcoming Minnesota Wild home game. Get your own tickets at wild.com/tickets. I found it interesting, Alex. You were talking to Joe a little bit about Kadri maybe using some deception to set up the turnover by Quinn Hughes below the Wild goal line. I've heard Tom Reed talk about that. Is that a real thing? Do guys actually try to do that, and does it sometimes work?
Yeah, it does. And we were going to go back to that point, too, of Colorado's goal. And as a goalie as well, you got to be the eyes for your defenseman, too. You're looking up ice, so you have the ability to steer your defenseman and call that off as well. And you can't quite hear all the communication and what happened. But when he was with a lead behind his back for Brock Faber, and it could have been Nazem Kadri who's saying, yeah, back. And, he's not fully comfortable. He hasn't heard everybody's voice. He's only been here for a couple months. And I'm sure he's heard everybody's voice, but they're on-ice calls. That communication, it only grows the more games you get.
All right, let's jump into these questions here. This one might be my favorite one from Jen in the 763 area code. Hey, Kevin, I heard Alex on with Nordo earlier this week on KFAN, and he was scared of getting questions from his buddies. So what Jen wants to know is, what is something you would be afraid of them asking you about?
Oh, gosh. Thanks, Jen. Well, anything non-hockey related, I guess. I'm worried. Maybe my golf handicap, anything along those lines. But I appreciate the question, Jen. It hasn't happened yet, so I don't need to be too terrified.
What is your golf handicap, then, since you brought it up?
I'm going into this year as a 10. We were just talking about that last night with some of the media staff. We were actually playing Golden Tee, and it got brought up. And I count every score, every stroke. I put everything in. So it works sometimes to get some strokes on some guys that clean up the 3 or 4 footers, which I enjoy playing against them.
I have to know who was in the Golden Tee foursome. Was Sickman one of them? Because he's terrible at that.
No, he did. No, he wasn't part of it last night. No, he wasn't. He wasn't part of the foursome that made it over the Golden Tee. But Joe wasn't happy. It was a bad Golden Tee machine. The track ball was not rolling right, and it made for a really frustrated Joe O'Donnell last evening at Chopper's restaurant where we had our dinner and a couple rounds of Golden Tee.
Awesome. I'm in the next time there's a foursome. That's what we used to play when I spent a lot of time in St. Paul. We'd go up to McGovern's. They had a Golden Tee machine. I don't know how we got talking about Golden Tee, but there was a foursome of us that used to work in the Wild front office. Sickman was one of them, and I would just go down there and dominate. So I have to see if you guys are any good. Hopefully it's better than that 10 handicap you have in real golf. Back to the real questions here. From the 612 area code, the Wild are playing in Denver today. Everyone talks about the higher altitude and how that affects professional athletes. Is that a real thing? Do people actually have to deal with high altitude when playing in Denver, even though you're a pro?
Oh, you bet. It definitely does. That first pregame skate when you get out here, it hits you every time. And we felt it firsthand. I'm not in the shape I ever once was, but we had one elevator shaft working in this hotel this recent stay, and we were forced many times. That elevator was very busy, so we had to take the stairs. And when we get up to the 9th floor, it took a good 30, 40 seconds of leaning up against the wall for me to catch my breath before I could get rolling down the hallway into my room again.
From the 651 area code, Alex, did you play goalie all your life, or when you were younger, did you try other positions?
Oh, I tried other positions. I loved playing forward. When I had the opportunity to play forward, all the way through squirts and pewees, I got to play every other game playing forward, and I enjoyed those days a lot more than playing goalie. But I had an older brother, so when he needed someone to shoot on, he said, "Put the pads on so I can shoot some pucks." So eventually succumbed to staying in the crease, but my game still did have tendencies of wanting to play forward, as you could see for years that I'd wandered around the defensive zone quite a bit.
Real quick, I know you alluded to the fact that you tried to keep up with the Boys State High School hockey tournament. The 507 area code wants to talk Spuds. I'll tell you this much. I ran into a buddy of yours last night, and everywhere I turned, there was a Cullen. Whether there was 18 of them on the ice, the one that I ran into in the hallway, Cullens were everywhere. The Moorhead Spuds, back-to-back state champs. Al, what do you think?
No, it's so cool for that community, and they take so much pride in their hockey. And I know Matt Collins put a ton of work in up there, and those kids. I remember when Matt was with the Wild, and those boys would come and skate on the XL at the time, Grand Casino now. But after our practices, they'd be at the rink during our practices. I mean, those kids just love hockey, and to see them get rewarded the work they put in now to hoist the state tournament back-to-back years. Last year, I wasn't as excited about that as they took down my Stillwater Ponies, but this year was fun to watch them take down Minnetonka, in which both the Class A and AA games were tremendous hockey games.
Yeah, a heck of a tournament from start to finish, including the championship games. Al, thank you very much. Enjoy the third period.
Thank you, and I'm going to work on that golf handicap, Kevin, now that you said that's extremely high.
A 10, that's embarrassing. There we go, Alex Stalock. I've like a 20. Alex Stalock out there in Denver with Tom Reed's Hotline. Someone's going to get a pair of tickets to an upcoming Minnesota Wild home game. You can get your own at wild.com/tickets.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.